setting boundaries in intentional parenting, why it is important. So if you have decided to be an intentional parent, the parents that parent with intention, not just with reaction, but you are finding it challenging to have your children fall in line, to behave properly, to do the things that they are meant to do, without you having to resort to yelling and spanking. All of those things that you want to do away with become the things that you fall back into because you don't know what else to do. If that sounds like you, then this video is for you. Because one of the tools that you're going to need as an intentional parent who doesn't want to yell and spank and shame and blame their children for not acting right, one of the tools you need is boundaries. Yes, I know many parents confuse telling their children, don't do that, this is what you should do, and say, oh, I have told them many times all over, and think that they have set boundaries. So they say things like, oh, they're pushing the boundaries and all of that. No, ma'am, you have not set a boundary by just simply telling your children what to do and what not to do. So this video is about what is a boundary and how to set an effective one. If this sounds like something you are interested in, come along with me. On that note, I welcome you back to my channel if you're already a subscriber. If you're new here, if you're seeing my face for the first time, or even you have seen me before but you have not subscribed, this is me calling you, pleading with you to click that the subscribe button, and of course the notification button, so that you get an alert when I post a new video. Without much further ado, let's get into the video for today. So like I said, the video today is going to be what is boundary in intentional parenting and how to set an effective one. So in intentional parenting, a boundary is a clear and respectful limit you set for your children to guide their behaviors in a way that protects their well-being, in a way that teaches them self-discipline and builds trust between you and your child. Boundaries are not about control. They are about connection. They are about safety and teaching responsibility. To put it in perspective, think of boundary as a fence around a playground, where children go to play, right? So imagine that they are playing within a fence, right? This allows your child to explore freely within safe and defined limits. When boundaries are clear and consistent, children feel more secure and more likely to thrive, right? They're more likely to do better, even than you expected. Okay? So, why does boundary matter in intentional parenting? Because you can do almost nothing without boundaries. It's one of the most important tools in intentional parenting. Boundaries teaches respect. Children learn to respect others, respect themselves, respect rules, okay, when they understand their limits. Boundary reduces power struggles, okay? Consistent boundaries help you avoid constant arguments and negotiation and back and forth with your children. An effective boundary promotes independence. Your children will learn to make good decisions within safe limits. This is what I'm expected to do, and they're able to make their own decisions around the limits that you have set for them. Having an effective boundary models healthy relationship for your children. Your boundaries will teach them how to set and respect their own boundary and other people's boundaries, right? So they'll be able to foster healthy relationship. They learn how to maintain a healthy boundary with other people. Now, how do you set an effective boundary? Like I said earlier, many parents confuse just telling as boundaries. I have told him not to do that. And they just expect the child not to do that. And so when the child does or try to do, they get angry, they get reactive and all of that. So setting boundary is what helps you not get into those reactive moments, because you would have done the background, the back work, and you'll be responding to the situation instead of reacting to it, right? So instead of reacting with anger, I've told you not to do that again. You're taking, you the children don't listen. Right? You just respond with the actual action that you have predetermined, So it makes you not see parenting situations as an emergency. So when situation happen and you have not thought about it before, you can tell your children, oh no, that is not allowed. This is what we do and all of that. Okay. But after that, you do your own work. Set the boundary. Okay, if this particular thing that I've just corrected my child over ever happens again, what do I do? So that's where you think, right? You think about what to do and then you communicate it to your child. So you say things like, oh, this is not allowed. You're not allowed to do like this. And if you do that, this is what I am going to do. Okay? Or this is what is going to happen. All right? Now, the thing that is going to happen does not necessarily have to be that you beat the child. If you do that again, I'll beat you. If you do that again, I'll beat you. If you do that again, I'll beat you. This is what many parents believe to be consequences, but it's not. There are so many tools you can use for consequences. I could make another video for that because it's a whole thing on its own. I don't want to get it mixed up into this so that this video doesn't get unnecessarily long. So these are the important points to note when you're setting effective boundaries. When you're setting boundaries, you have to take note of these things to be sure that your boundary is going to be effective. All right. 1, you have to be clear and specific. So for example, instead of saying behave yourself, okay, you say things like, oh, you may play with the blocks, but no throwing around. You can play with it on the table, something like that, right? So you set clear, direct expectations for your children. Okay? Clear, direct expectations prevent confusion and frustration. Number 2, make your boundary age appropriate. Your 3-year-old and your 10-year-old would need different kind of boundaries, even for the same thing, right? So adjust your expectations based on their developmental stage. Okay. Number 3 is you stay calm and consistent. Boundaries work best when you enforce them with calmness, okay? Calmly and consistently. If you say bedtime is at 8 p.m., stick to it. Stick to it. If you want to change it, or you think that you are most likely to be changing things over the weekend in the bedtime example, for instance, then put it in your boundary. On the weekdays, this time. On the weekends, we can wait until this time. Don't say 8 p.m. and then on weekends you say, oh yeah, you know what, we can just, no. Be consistent. After you have been consistent for a very long time and your children are used to it, then you can be a little flexible in between, but not when you are trying to teach them the particular thing. Do you understand? Okay. So that was number 3. Number 4, explain the why. Okay? When children know why certain things have to be the way you want them to be, they are more likely to cooperate. Okay? They are more likely to cooperate. For example, we wash our hands before eating so we don't get sick because there are germs on our hands and all of that. You can, explain this to them in the language that they understand, depending on their developmental stage. Number 5, choose choices within limits. Give your children a sense of control. You can either put on your shoes now or I will help you in 2 minutes. So you said to your children things like, when I say, in my personal example, for instance, when it's time to go to school and I say, oh, it's time to go, that's when oh, my this, oh, my that, oh, my, and no, we're not going to be doing that. When I say it's time to go, you leave, right? You leave. It's not time. My this, my that. Whatever you have not packed up, you're leaving behind. So, instead of, oh, have you done this? Have you done that? This, oh, that. No. You are responsible for taking care of your own things. If you don't pack your bag, everything you need in it the night before, all the time in the morning before it's time to go. When mommy say it's time to go, we go. If you're not ready to go, I'll pull you out of the house and lock the door. You go. Whatever you have not packed up, remain in the house. When we did that, so the consequences, whatever you have not packed up will remain in the house, because mommy will take you out of the house and lock the door. Done. We are not getting late. There is no, oh, if we get late. No, we're not. If you have pajamas on, if you have one shoes on, yes, that's how you get to school. Okay? So, they know that. So the first time, oh my God, this is really funny. The first time that I was to enforce this, all right, to make sure this happened, it was my son getting jackets. Oh no, but I have to wear my jacket. It's cold outside. No, we are going. He had to, he was wearing his jacket on the way out and everything, zipping up and all of that. He remembered, oh, I did not take my cutlery. Well, you're going to go and eat in school with your fingers. Yeah? So he knows, oh, mommy is not, well, he already knows mommy doesn't play anyway. But that was just, oh, he's not prepared for that. Okay? He's not prepared for that. And after that incident happened, I never have to deal with this anymore, because I have been consistent with every other boundary. So they know when mommy said this is what is going to happen, this is what is going to happen. That's me. All right. So for you that are beginning the boundary to set effective boundary, it's going to take your children a couple of tries to run before they get into the habit of, oh, mommy means business when she says this. Okay. So you are going to be consistent with your boundaries. If this happens, this is what is going to happen, or this is what I am going to do. So ever since that one incident happened with not being late to school, they know. Everything has to be set before time. Anything you forget remains in the house. Done. There's no, mommy, please. Mommy, that. No, we go. We go. And even after I know that now they know this is how it's going to happen, I still make sure. When it's time, I said, now it's time to go. I open the door. You got to get out. That's it. You got to get out. You don't get out, I help you get out. That's the consequence. I help you get out. Whatever you have forgotten, whatever you have not taken, remain in the house. It's not the time to be running around. Oh, this. Oh, no. Even if it's your pajamas that is on, you're late to get ready, wearing your clothes, you go to school with your pajamas. I don't mind that. You got to learn to be on time. I struggled so much with being on time. I do not want to raise children that do the same, because I am an adult that is trying to get better at that. They should not grow up and be struggling with time management either, right? So we got to get it straight. We got to get it. So we got to get it right from, while they're little. So it becomes part of them. They know that you got to get out of the house at the right time to get to the bus in good time, and all of that. Okay, so I was saying number 5 is give choices within limits, yes, so that they have a sense of control. All right, they can either do this or that, and then they determine what they do. Yes. So the 6th one is you follow through with the consequences. If a boundary is crossed, you calmly follow through with the consequence that you have agreed upon, and you be consistent on that, because consistency builds trust, builds expectation. Either your children are going to know that, oh, when mommy say this is what I'm expected to happen. So if you set a boundary and there is no effective consequence behind it, then the boundary is bound to fail. No matter if you follow all of the other steps that I said, that consequence behind it gonna go is the main thing. And don't let your emotions drive you in delivering the consequence. So one moment you feel relaxed, like okay, you can take it or whatever, right? And some other time you're really angry and you go over what you have set to be the consequence. You understand? So for an example, one of my community members said she had told the children that no gadget on the dining, right? So let me use that example especially for her, because I'm kind of making this video even for her. So um there is no gadget on the dining, and that she has to always remind them. So they come to the dining, they still bring the gadgets, and then she will get angry and all of that, and that makes her think that gentle parenting is for gentle kids, because how on earth would I have to be repeating myself? So to prevent repeating myself, I have to do the extra step, maybe yell, maybe she beat or whatever. I said, don't bring this to the table and all of this, but there is no need. So when you're consistent with the boundary, in the example of don't bring gadgets to the table, and your children brought the gadgets to the table, to the dining, yeah, you have told them the gadgets stay away from the table. If you bring gadgets to the table, your gadgets will go away for 2 days, 2 hours, whatever. You determine that and tell them, okay? And so they forget that, and you see them again on the table. No, have I not told you? No, no need. You just simply get up from your chair, or if they're close to you, grab the device, and you lock it up somewhere they cannot access it. Somewhere where they cannot access it. Sorry, a notification came in that I had to swipe up. Okay, so somewhere that they cannot access it for the set amount of time that you have put in place. So that is an example. An example again is what I have given you about myself, about getting late. There is no getting late to school. No. Okay. What other example can I think of? Tidying up, for example. You leave your toys around the house. You tidy up when it's time. Put it in their place. Tomorrow or another time you want to play with it, you access it. If you don't tidy it up, by this time you give a specific. Because, of course, when they're playing with it, it's not going to be tidy. But you have to set the time where playtime is over and everything has to already be tidied by this time. After that time, I see anything around, that means you don't want it. I take it, and in my home, you're not getting that back until after a week. Okay, a week. So that is another step of consequence that you are in control of. Again, when you have children that are 6 years and below, your consequence have to be something that you're in control of, something that you can actually control and effect it, not something that is reliant on your child to happen. Okay, so for example, the consequence of maybe not doing something is clean the house or whatever. That is, the consequence is relying on your child to do it. If they choose not to do it, then you're in trouble, because now you don't know what else to do except you threaten to beat them, except you shout at them to now do the consequence. No. If your children is not in that developmental stage where they are, where they are, what's that word? Compliant with consequence, then you have to make the consequence something that you are in control of, that you would deliver, or something that would naturally happen. Like your child did not eat. Okay, sorry. I cook food. I give you food. You don't eat it. All right. The consequence will naturally deliver itself. You go hungry. All right. So those are the kind of things that you want to ensure that you have the right consequences in place, and be consistent with it. When you say this is going to happen, this is going to happen. I'll make another video about consequences. Okay, so I've said follow through with the consequences, right? So if the boundary is crossed, you set a boundary and they cross the boundary, you just calmly follow through with it. Calmly. Like, you get them out and lock the door. No, come on, let's go, you're getting late. No, okay? So do your children know, oh, this is just what's going to happen. Okay, number 7, use positive reinforcement. Okay, praise your child when they respect the boundary. I notice you stopped when I asked you to stop. Thanks for listening. That's really good. Something like that. Okay, so it is worthy to remember that boundaries are a form of love. They are not about punishment. They are not something that you want to deliver to your children to make them feel pain for doing the wrong thing. But it's about teaching your child how to function confidently in the world Why knowing that they're supposed to be respectful and be safe, right? So boundaries are about teaching. Okay, you want your children to learn something, not just that you want them to feel pain. You want them to regret doing wrong thing. Yes, they're going to feel the pain. Okay, they're going to be upset that you dare to be consistent, you dare to follow through, right? They're going to be upset. But intentional parenting is not about not upsetting your children. They're going to be upset. But the goal should not be to make them feel the pain. They're going to be upset. It's going to pain them. They're going to want to wiggle their way around, see what is a loophole in this boundary that we can squeeze in. They're going to do that. It is in it is in human nature, even as adults, right? So they're still going to do that. It is in human nature to do this. But when you're consistent with a boundary, they're going to come around to understand, okay, this is just how this is going to happen. So in the case of the gadget, for example, so they come to the table with a gadget, you take it and they don't have it back until the following day. Maybe it's dinner time and you hold the gadget for 2 days. So for 2 days they do not have it. There is no gadget on the table on the dining time to even complain about it in the first place for the 2 days. And then the third day they have it back. I bet you they're not going to bring it to the table because they don't want to miss it for another 2 days. All right. So this is the kind of thing that boundary does. A set expectation. I'm not expected to do this. When I do this, this happens. And when they actually do it, on the third, for example, on the third day, they still bring the gadgets to the table. You don't complain again. You have it back again. Another 2 days. And now this time, if you think that when they do it again, you want to increase the time, you pre-warn them on the second time that you're taking the gadget, right? Something like, okay, so the gadget is going away again for the next 2 days. If after the 2 days you get it back, and I found gadgets on dining again, now it's going to go away for 4 days or for a week or for, whatever. Now you can increase it not because when it happens, you get angry and now you increase the days anyhow, No, we don't want to do that. You're not going to be reacting with emotions, increasing the consequence and decreasing it because you feel good or because your child has done something very perfect that you are happy about. You have praised them. Both of you are in a good mood, and then they bring their gadget to the table. So you decide, let me just overlook that. It just did something very amazing. No. Even if that you did that amazing, you have delivered the consequences for that amazing thing that they did. You praise them, you reward them, whatever you do, right? That is on its own. Now, this is a separate thing. So again, boundary is about the particular things. It should not be about the child. It should not be about the self, okay? Like, you're a bad child. When you do this, I'll do this to you. No. It should be when this particular thing happens. So learn to pinpoint the particular things. When these particular things happen, this is what I'm going to do. When this particular thing happens, this is what is going to happen next. Not about the child. Separate your child from the behavior. Separate your child from the boundary. You get the point? Okay. If this is helpful to you, please don't forget to share this with other parents that you know this will be helpful to them too. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I've been talking for so long now. All right, I'll see you in the next. Bye. My next is going to be about consequence, I think. Yes, I'm going to make another video about consequence so that we learn how to create effective consequences for boundaries. See you.